Welcome to 0 to 60.
I'm Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 6-0 Football Academy and 6-0 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of football.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We are at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much.
All right. 0 to 60. We're rolling. And happy Victory Monday to everybody out there in Colorado Buffalo land. All right, 0 to 60 is rolling. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. My man Bailey's on the ones and the twos. I'm a little under the weather today, so you're going to have to excuse the Kathleen Turner, but a big weekend to say the least. We're going to be talking about a lot of NFL stuff today at the end of the show with the Broncos and that disaster yesterday. But mainly our focus is going to be on the Rocky Mountain Showdown and the absolute total fucking domination up in Fort Collins that everybody seems to be just thrown under the rug. So that is not what we're doing today. That rug really ties the fucking room together, and that guy peed on it. So, Bailey, let's do some fucking business. And then we got a nice little ad after our Bet Online read, and I want everybody to check it out because if you like the sound of my voice and you like hearing me talk and you need to be motivated and or you need the fight song and or you want me to talk shit and or whatever, then you should probably watch the fucking video.
Exactly. Well, this show is brought to you by Bet Online. Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. Bet Online is every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Bet Online, the game starts here. And another thing, Big Matt's on Cameo now. So go ahead and take a listen to this. Support Matt on Cameo, and we're
down here at the lab, 6-0 Football Academy, 6-0 Strength and Fitness. I am your owner and operator, Matt McChesney. I just wanted to let everybody know that 6-0 is now on Cameo. You can go on Cameo and request any tips for training, any offensive line, defensive line tips, recruiting tips. I get so many inquiries in my inbox on a daily basis about tips and can you look at my film and can you do this? Can you break down something for me? I'd love to. All right? It's like the Joker said, my man, right here. If you're good at something, never do it for free. So Cameo is now your bridge to 6-0 Football Academy. Go in, request what you want, tips, suggestions, recruiting, film, and we will make sure that you get the absolute best from the best. So check out 6-0 on Cameo at 6-0 Academy. Cameo, 6-0 Academy. Cameo, 6-0 Academy.
Well, there you have it. Check out Big Matt on Cameo. And, hey, we're here on this Victory Monday. Matt, how you feeling? How we doing?
Dude, other than feeling like dog shit, I feel awesome. I mean, we were in the gym early this morning at 5. Here, I'm going to ask you this too. And I didn't talk to Bree about it yet, which is stupid, but I just forgot. What happens when your own kid sleeps in?
That's a good question.
So like my ex lives down the street, right? And I pull up this morning at 4:40 to pick him up, and I must have texted 15 times. He texts me at 4:58, and I'm gone, dog. Gym opens at 5.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, that sucks. I guess you get your ass out of bed. Like how many bitches, how many sleds does Nick need to push on Wednesday? Because they have a bye week. So they're only practicing Monday and Tuesday. And I was gonna be nice. I was gonna be a nice guy coach. And like give him Wednesday morning off and let him sleep. But he slept in this morning and missed the workout. So there's 30 other kids in there, and the coach's kid isn't there. Oh, I'm hot. It's Nick. It's your ass on Wednesday morning, homie. Enjoy Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
Just saying what happens when the kids kick, like kid, when the coach's kid sleeps in, I have to be like ultra hard on him, right?
Yeah, you guys.
I'm super hard on him anyway, but like now I have to be like kind of.
I agree with you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh well, that is what it is. Look, the Buffs got a huge fucking win in Fort Collins.
Hold on. Before you get into that, before we get into Buffs things, there's one
finger. Did you just point me and say, "Hold on"?
That
was good. No, that's good shit. Now, fuck you, Bailey. That's good stuff. Control the show, Bailey. I dig it. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Well, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Deacon Schmidt. This is a huge offer. My boy, one of my best friends in the whole world, former teammate of mine, Levi Rogers, is their center there. It's a great offer. Unbelievable school, obviously, best in the country. Shout out to him. That's huge, man.
My man Deacon Schmidt from Windsor High School. He's only a junior. He stands about 6'6", 310. You still have that clip of him dry blocking that fucking kid?
Oh man, I don't know if I have it.
I'll talk about him. I'll see if I can find it and send it to you.
Okay.
But look, this kid is legit. All right, he's huge. He's athletic. He's a monster. He goes to Windsor, and him and Big John Stevens is only a junior up there too. He's a great defensive lineman. He'll be offered here soon. He's actually going to Oklahoma, Tennessee this weekend. Nick and Moon and a bunch of guys got invited to Boulder for the Baylor game, so that's pretty kick-ass. But Deacon, CU hasn't offered Deacon yet. CU hasn't offered Reese Russell yet. CU hasn't offered, some of these fucking really big-time players that are in the room, and Nebraska has, and Oklahoma has, and it's just – that's one part that before we get into the praise that I think we need to pick up. Like Brett Kuluje is going to be the number one lineman in the country next year.
Yep.
He's at IMG. We sent him down there because the competition level here wasn't up to his standard. He's like, Coach, I'm going to Florida to play with real football players. And I was like, cool. Like, what am I supposed to say? Don't go. Nah. So that's the number one player in the country at his position. He's like a son to me, bro. His family is like family. Like, those are my people.
Yep.
And I'm just saying, he played next to Jordan Seaton in college.
Yep.
He would look real good in high school. He'd look real good starting next to Jordan Seaton in college. We need to pour every resource imaginable into getting him involved. That's all I'm saying. So there's this next generation too. After these young guys, Deacon's only a junior. Reese is a sophomore. Reese Russell has 15 offers. CU's not one of them. His dad is Matt Russell, just won the Buckets at CU. Who the fuck is that,
Yeah.
And those two are babies, and Moon's a baby, and Big Nick's a baby. It's just young guys everywhere. So there's so fucking many offensive and defensive linemen in Colorado that can play there and want to play there. And I've just got to figure out how to get them there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a hard sell when you're recruiting nationally. It's a hard sell to recruit regionally. But they are national level recruits. Deacon just got Stanford. He's got Oklahoma. He's got Nebraska. He's got K-State. Reese has Notre Dame and Nebraska and all these big time odds. I don't think Tennessee, South Carolina. He's got a ton. Deacon just got Stanford. Breck has 40 fucking offers. He was at Miami this weekend. So all I'm saying is they're really good. So you should not let them leave the state of Colorado.
Yeah.
And being in my backyard, they're in my gym. Saying, that's all I'm saying. Fabian, this defensive end I work with from Mount Vista, where I coach, where Nick plays. Number 4, Fabian, is just he's such a monster, dude. Great pass rusher, 6'3", 240, can run, great student. That kid needs to be in Boulder. I understand that when you look at Colorado recruits, you see 3 stars and not ranked highly.
Yeah.
But Trey Zune's from Boulder. Trey Zune's from Colorado. He was a low 3-star. He was the worst recruit in A&M's class that year. He started 50 straight games at left tackle. He's going to go in the first round. Number 60, Fossil Ridge High School. Gage Ginther was a 3-star recruit. He's at Tennessee. So, there are so many players here, bro. And it's my job to try and get all of them in front of CU first. I always give them the first opportunity to swing, and I'm going to be pushing on this one really hard because those 3 specifically, and then the young guys after them, you just can't not recruit them. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Reese Russell should play center there for 10 years, especially with NIL. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be a no-brainer. So I have to make sure that I'm doing my end here to support this and make sure that the coaches know exactly who these kids are. Yeah. Because, I don't know if they're getting the kind of respect that they deserve.
No, I understand. Yeah, absolutely. I understand that. I would love to have somebody like you. You know, I came out of the state of Washington. It's kind of the same way. Unless you're, an All-American, they're not going to really see you. So I get it. Shout out to Deacon Schmidt. That's a huge offer. Stanford, you got to have everything right in your life: academics, athletics, everything. So shout out to him. But
look, Drake Nugent and Bear Miller are two guys that we sent to Stanford back in the day, and then Drake went to Michigan and won a natty. So think about this. When I talk about everybody I work with about investment. Okay. Yep. I don't want you to come into my gym and spend money. I want you to invest. All right. And I only want real ones. I don't want guys who kind of want to play. All right. This is, again, I call Colorado Hobby Town for a very distinct reason. That's why. Okay. So I want the real ones. And if you come in and invest, the return on investment looks like this. Drake and Terry Nugent invested in the program from sophomore, junior, and senior year. They've been in the program since. Okay. But it's not like they're being charged. He's been in college and stuff. I'm just a consultant for him as a consigliere, right? I'm his football consigliere. So his ROI got him a full scholarship to Stanford where he got his bachelor's, and then he transferred to Michigan and got his master's and won a natty, and now he's playing for the Niners. You think maybe that worked? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So when I'm talking about the way that I think and the way that I coach and the way that I push people, it's not going to line up with bankers and, just normal dudes around the community who are just watching football and their kids play for a hobby. You're a target to my guys and me. You're food to us. So if you don't take it seriously, you're food to us. And I'm not going to apologize for that shit anymore. And during sometime this week, I'm going to tell a really interesting story, to say the least, that I've been holding back for the last 3 weeks. And then you'll have a little bit more of a frame of reference on how all this works. So, all right, let's go.
All right, well, let's go. Well, actually, before we get into this, I want to show that. I want to show you. I want to show that.
Look, Deacon Schmidt is 6'6", 310. Plays right tackle at Windsor. That's right up the street, maybe an hour away from where I'm at. He's a junior. Watch this. This is the first play of the game. His junior year. What? Look at this.
Talk about setting the fucking tone. Take him 30 yards down the field, and they call that.
Show it one more time, dog. Show it one more time. That's fucking finish. And you know what? The ref throws the flag. You can throw it twice, dog. I don't give a shit. All I did was clip that and send it to every coach I know, and they're like, "Holy shit, this kid is a finisher." They don't give a fuck if the guy that works at Best Buy throwing the flag out there on Friday night throws a throw it. Throw it. You know what I'm saying?
That's unbelievable.
I work with Carter Daniels, the middle linebacker at Vista, who's a stud. He went out to Nebraska. He's a great player. And he blitzed this weekend. We beat Cherokee Trail 42-0. Number one scoring offense in the state, number one scoring defense in the state, 5A Colorado Player of the Year at quarterback. Keep sleeping on Vista, see how it goes. But he blitzes the B gap. I'm going to send you this one too. And he hits the quarterback in the fucking face, dog. And he pops his helmet off.
I like to see this shit.
He hits him right in the chin, and his helmet pops off and shit. And the ref just throws the flag. And I'm like, God damn it. I don't even care if you throw the flag. I'm using the clip. So this one's coming to you too. We call him Smash Daniels for a fucking reason. So,
man. Well, here, let me
hold on a second.
Do your thing.
I'm not a street agent, dog. We put 518 kids in college in 15 years. We've got multiple guys in the National Football League. I'm not some fucking chump out here running a fucking like a 7-on-7 team that doesn't have a gym, and you got to go clear the fucking snow off of a field with a snow shovel to work. Facility's been booming for years. All we do is work with professionals. 518. And the number keeps rising because Zane's committed to CU, and Schmidt just got Stanford and Breck and Reese and Nick and Moon. Come on, dog. Ain't no street agents around here, homie. We ain't peddling nothing. We're offering something.
Misguided take there. Absolutely. Well, here, I'm gonna go ahead and show that clip here. Take a look here. Look at this.
Look at Daniels. What? Woo!
Oh,
you see that one again, dog. Smack. and smash! Helmet off. Oh, my God.
One more time. Oh, shit. That was a hell of a play right there.
Happy. When my guys fucking succeed on tape, dog, there's nothing fucking better. Because I work with so many dudes. Like in 3 weeks, we played Valor for homecoming, and Valor's good. So I work with Mount Vista, right? And I coach the offensive and defensive lines, my kids on the team. I work with Fabian and Carter and a bunch of the other guys on the team. And then I work with 4 of the 5 offensive linemen from Valor.
Oh, shit.
So that's going to be an interesting one. That's Reese and Moon and Peyton Edwards, who's a stud. His brother Carter played at CU for a couple of years. Like, it's just, they got Keenan. Keenan is got like Michigan and Georgia and shit. Like, Breck used to play there. He should be on that offensive line, but he decided to go to IMG. So that's going to be a fucking war. I can't wait for that. Yeah. All right, now I'm talking a lot, but I don't care. Fucking deal with it. Let's talk about CU and CSU.
Let's get into this. All right, so Matt, let's start in the beginning. I just want to get your takeaways from that game. Colorado, I think played very well, especially on the defensive side of the ball in their win against Colorado State. Colorado State offensively struggled and looked absolutely horrific. But Matt, your takeaways from this win?
Extremely impressed with the improvement. That's what I asked for. It's what I asked for. It's what I begged for and pleaded for. And it was heard. I mean, you saw the communication between Prime and obviously Deion Sanders Jr. Bucky will be on tomorrow with us. Yep. I might be going up to Boulder to do the show with them from the Champion Center. So hold on to your ass. Just impressed with the coaching, impressed with first and foremost, I'm going to talk about Shador and Travis all day, but we got some motherfucking defense in Boulder, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Buffalo fan, we got some defense. The fucking law firm, all right? I need a shirt. The law firm, all right? That's our middle linebackers. Bentley and what's 41's name?
Hill Green.
Hill Green. Bentley and Hill Green, all right? Serving subpoenas on that ass. Those might be the best 2 fucking linebackers in the Big 12, dog. Tandem. They are downhill. Bentley is a fucking monster. Monster. Oh, yeah. Hats off to Coach Hart. Coach Hart, their linebacker coach. And then the new gentleman that they hired, what's his name?
Which George Hilo.
Yeah, and he came in and he's really, you can tell that they are really gravitating to the coaching of both of those gentlemen. So, dog, the D-line, look, I'm really hard on 3 techniques because I played 3 technique there. I like Cooks' effort. If we find consistent 3 technique play, and I'm not saying Cooks is doing bad. I'm saying instead of just doing your job and filling the B gap, I need you to hit the quarterback in the face. I need you to pressure the quarterback. I need you to be an absolute whirlwind fucking terror at 3 technique, not just do your job. Yep. And I'm only saying that because I know you can do it. You have a 2-way go at 3 technique a lot of the time, and they play a ton of underfront. So that's an opportunity to really, really fuck the quarterback up. Now, they got great pressure from the edges and then lost contain a ton, so that's something to teach off of.
So true.
Because a good quarterback, because we're going to talk about that chump here in a minute, a good quarterback that can really run is going to exploit that later. Mm-hmm. So something to teach off of. But those 2, I did take a COVID test. It was negative, but I still feel like shit. Those 2 in the middle are special. And look, I was talking on the live broadcast, which was kick-ass, by the way.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's off to everybody that watched. It was kick-ass. That was awesome. We're going to, every time I'm watching a game, we'll do that for moving forward. But now I'm thinking like, all right, if we can have the, Craig, Selman Craig, and then the other kid's name, 24, what's his name?
Preston Hodge, I believe.
That kid is a fucking stud. He was everywhere. If those 2 can play deep, what does it allow Shiloh to do when he comes back? Play like that nickel safety hybrid. And now you've got him in the box where he can really support the run and he can jump those crossing routes. And now you got Bentley, you got the law firm and Shiloh in the middle of the field. Have fun running crossing routes, dog. We're going to fuck somebody up.
Absolutely.
So, look, the defensive ends and the pass rushers, I thought Green and Hayes and Arden Walker, my dude Arden Walker, fucking Art's son. If you don't know who Art Walker is, you're not a real CU fan. But Arden was all over the place. Did they make some mistakes? Yeah. Did they lose contain? Yeah. Is it something to teach off of? Yeah. And are they teaching? Yes.
Yes.
Livingston is teaching his ass off. That's the hire of the fucking decade.
Yeah.
Because if you are telling me that we're going to have a defense that potentially can just shut people down and get off the field, like what was their third down numbers? And I don't want to hear any more of this. Well, CSU was garbage. Everybody in my mother, well, not my mother, but everybody in your mother picked Colorado State to win. All it was hate. Everyone. So if they were such garbage, why'd you pick them to win? Because they talk tough. That's what I thought.
Colorado State was 4 for 15 on third.
4 for 15 on third down. They had 3 turnovers. So if we get that,
they were also 5 for 6 on fourth down, though, I will say. But
they had to go for it on fourth down, though.
True. Yeah, they had to. Yeah.
So like any of those numbers that is not in our favor, that's just teachable.
Yep.
Like Colorado's defense dominated the fuck out of this game. Okay.
Yeah.
So they get the first star, period. Because if you're going to play defense like that, even more than Shedeur and Travis, because Travis is part of the defense, running down motherfuckers and like the pick was incredible. And this idiot doing the fucking, you're too small to Travis Hunter.
Out of all human beings. We're going to talk about that later on.
I'm Jay Norvell. I'm benching this kid. I'm benching him.
Really looks.
You can't play anymore. You're a fucking head case. All you do is talk shit and you don't deliver. And now you're doing this shit to the number 1 pick in the draft, guy who's probably going to win the Heisman if this continues. And don't tell me he's not. You're fucking ridiculous. Yeah. So I'm looking at this like if the defense is going to play to that standard and they're just going to keep getting better, you better watch out, country. Because now you've got an offense that can just explode at any time, and it's just getting better. 115 yards rushing, correct?
Yeah. So here's CU's rushing stats from yesterday. Or there's a full box stats. They had 109 yard rushing.
All right, 19.7
yards per carry, which was fucking amazing.
Man, how long did I say? I guarantee you this line can pump out 5 yards carry. So everybody now, what's the narrative now that they did it against CSU, so they're not good? Yeah, so save that shit. If that's your narrative, you need to get the fuck out of the chat, dog. You need to get off the show. We're not listening to that blah bullshit today. All y'all did was talk shit and run your fucking mouths, talk about murder and 11 on 11 and Instagram followers. And all I heard from my boys that were up there and all the media people was how racist the fucking fans were, yelling N-words and shit and hurling fucking – a bunch of bullshit at the CU team. You fucking hate us because you ain't us, Baba. And that's the truth. You can sit on this till 2029 since we beat you 7 times in a fucking row. Shut up, bitches. I'm tired of your bullshit, dog. Now your team, now all the people that support CSU too, we're just not very good. Well, you seem pretty fucking good while you were talking shit.
Everyone that has picked Colorado State has now most have now shifted to where Colorado State's horrible. The worst team I've ever seen.
Worst team in football. How could they lose to these guys? I'll tell you how they lost. The defense is fucking good.
Yeah.
Period. They got some stuff to fix. Everybody does, but they're fucking good. All right. 9 goddamn points. 9 fucking points.
We'll take it. Yeah. Hell yeah.
And then shutting out Nebraska in the second half last week and giving up 6 to North Dakota State in the second half. What's that? How many points did they allow in the second half of this game? 6?
Yeah.
So they've allowed 12 second half points in 3 games?
I believe so.
That's pretty fucking good. We can build on that. Now, Baylor's not CSU. We're going to have our hands full with Baylor. They whipped the Air Force's ass. But I will say this, dog. CU showed me a lot. And if you can't see the improvement, you have a bias.
Yeah.
You just don't like Coach Prime or whatever. So star number 2, the offensive line and the run game.
Yeah.
Okay? The offensive line in the run game pumped out 19 carries, 5.7 yards a carry. There was not a lot of pressure. I think Shedeur only got sacked 1 time. And then these stupid, dirty fucking sheep, of course, they cheap shot him. And what happened after they cheap shotted him again? He started slinging it all over the field, really angry. So, and you want this man to shake hands. We're going to talk about that here in a second.
We're going to talk about that later. But let's keep talking about this, though, the offense. Your biggest takeaways from the offense, obviously, offensive line. We saw Dante Wester get 2 touchdowns, and Travis obviously is doing his thing, but go ahead.
I mean, I want you to just understand that's a great throw. But the second touchdown, I think, or the third touchdown, where he just put his foot in the ground and he rifled that shit like Elway to Mark Jackson. In the drive. Watch this throw is unreal. I don't know if it's this one. No, that's the touchdown to Travis. I think it was his second touchdown. he put his foot in the ground and fucking fired it between 3 people on the dot. So, look, we're going to talk about Shedeur as a whole here in a second and the receivers. But the offensive line, I got to tip my tap. I got to fucking tip the cap, okay?
Yep.
It was impressive. Coach Lodeholt, I'm impressed. Coach Schum, I'm impressed. Thank you. I knew you could do it. Now lean on it. Lean on it. Get these fucking boys from Waco at altitude and fucking lean on them the whole game.
Yeah.
All right? Come up with some new tricky shit. The pistol run game worked. All right? I still want to see more tight ends and a fullback on the field. I still want to see more. They were pulling. They were trapping. Like they did a lot of shit that they didn't do in the first 2 games. I want to see more. Keep building on that. That was awesome. I tipped the cat. And look, we got a running back. 29 can fucking carry.
Welch, freshman running back.
That fucking kid is a beast.
He can run.
And look, I know Augustus put the ball on the ground, but he's big and physical.
He also has had besides that, he's also pretty good.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think you're going to see a lot of Charlie Offerdahl moving forward with those 2 getting a lot of the work, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Can I let me ask you one thing that I take away from mine? Colorado special teams. You can kind of just talk about that. I feel like that was kind of a point that they're going to have to address this week. What do you think?
Yeah, so we're going to special teams now.
Well, I'm going to
give you my opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion on special teams. We better find a goddamn kicker.
Yeah.
So I don't care if you have to do open tryouts. I don't care if Feely's kid is on the team. Why isn't he kicking? Like, look, I'm not trying to dog Mata out. And if you really think that Mata's our best option at kicker, we're going to lose because of it. In 2002, we had a great team. We played for the Big 12 title, and we had Patrick Brome as our kicker. Look up the stats for Patrick Brome kicking in 2002 for the Colorado Buffaloes. He missed like 10 more kicks than he made. He missed so many field goals. We lost 3 or 4 games because of missed field goals. And then Coach Barnett said, fuck this. And he went out and got Mason Crosby. So there's what is Patrick Brome's kicking stats from 02?
How do you spell that last name?
He wore 25. Pat Brome.
Oh, here we go. I don't know if I can find this. Let's see.
Oh, you'll find it.
2002. There are no it's a kicker, fortunately. Let's see.
They don't have his stats on?
No, not in there.
Well, that's not surprising. He was terrible. All right. It was awful. And he was so bad that every time I still see him, he apologizes. And I'm like, Pat, it's been like 20 years, dog. You're good. It's okay. It's just fucking football. I hated you then, but I love you now. You're good. But my point is, Coach Barnett went out and got Mason Crosby, and everything was solved.
Right.
All right. There's a kid at Mount Vista named Hunter Dell.
Yeah. I've seen him kick.
I mean, I don't know if you can find that video, but I can't find it on my phone right now. But if you can, he's a fucking G. He kills the ball, dog. Yeah. So there's one right down the street. Trust me, we're going to have that conversation too. So you better find a kicker. Now, you can't get Hunter this year, but we can do something because Mata's going to get us. He's going to get us beat, period. And I'm not, again, if you really get offended because I'm talking about a kicker.
Come the fuck on.
Come on, dog. I'm not trying to like throw the kid under the bus. He's not good. He's trying, but he ain't this ain't gonna work. Like we need somebody, especially at altitude, that can boom the fucking ball. So we need to figure this shit out bad. Right. Other than that, I thought the special teams were fine.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of my point of it. But yeah, so we gave y'all mass takeaways from that game. Now let's dive into the meat and potatoes of this thing. So Shedeur Sanders and Braden Fowler Nicolosi. So their post-game interaction, I'm just going to go ahead and show it. Shedeur refusing to shake hands with them, and then we'll get our take after. Take a listen.
You that same talking shit on Instagram. You talking on Instagram. All right, keep talking about business. You can't fuck with me.
Matt, your thoughts on it? I love it. What are your thoughts on it?
Ford didn't shake his hand. I wouldn't shake his bitch ass hand either. I didn't shake Van Pelt's hand in 03. I didn't shake Holland's hand in 04. Mm-hmm. I didn't run over to Dreesen and be like, oh, good game. Nah, I said, get the fuck off the field, sheep. Later. Like, come on, dog. And you actually expect the University of Colorado and the Sanders family and Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter and all these fucking G's on the fucking team, because that's what we got. We got bad motherfuckers who are not fucking around this year. And if you can't see the improvement, you're biased.
Yeah.
All
Amen.
these bad motherfuckers, you actually expect them to go down and then try and play nice with CSU after CSU said, you still have the clips? Let's refresh everybody's fucking memory on what Horton and Nicolosi said before we fucking played this game. And JB this morning, that was 2 months ago. Motherfucker, I don't care if it was 5 fucking years ago. You said it. It's on film.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you.
Do you still have those clips?
What, the foul? Yeah, I can.
Yeah, man. I just want to refresh everybody's goddamn memory on how reckless these two talked. And remember, all this shit comes from the top. Jay Norvell is dirty. His program is dirty. They were cheap shotting Shador again. They were trying to cheap shot Travis. They were hitting late. Blackburn got exposed. Hey, did you see 3 of the 4 touchdown passes were on 11?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that last one we saw the Travis here. If you look at this play, look who knocks Travis out of bounds here. Give it 1 sec.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you better get there 11. Not fast enough. Oh, you can't beat him when you're not cheap shotting him, huh? It sucks when he's on the field the whole game, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I can't believe that people actually have empathy. And the CSU fans that have empathy. The CSU fans that are like, oh, my God, I can't believe he didn't shake hands. Do you have eyeballs, dog? Do you have ears? Did you not hear what these idiots said and how reckless they talked? One of your players said murder. Yeah. You don't say murder when you're talking shit in a football game unless you're on the field, of course.
And here's a reminder of what they said so we can just kind of remember this.
We owed them one. And that's just something that's been sitting on everybody, mind since we came back from break. We owe them. And we walked away from that game, as we kind of left it all on the field. I don't feel like we left it all on the field because we should have murdered them guys. And, they came out with that attitude as they were on top of the world.
We are.
And this ain't no Cinderella story, so
sure
I'm
is.
coming for revenge.
Yeah, they came out with that attitude and thought it was going to be a cakewalk. They saw the reports, 27.5 points or whatever it was. And they got a rude awakening real quick. And I think it goes to show that the hype, the media train, all that, it only gets you so far. At the end of the day, you have to line up 11 guys against our 11 guys, and we'll find out who wants it more. And we'll see how far Instagram followers gets them.
Is that right?
Thank you. Down here. You know what's down here? His bank account. And Horton's too. What, Horton have 2 catches?
Yeah.
Look, CSU, you did catch us sleeping last year. They didn't take you seriously. And it went to double overtime and you fucked it up. Remember when I said every time they talk, they lose? Remember this?
Yes.
How many times did I say it last week? Every time these idiots open their mouth and we stay quiet and we focus on what we're supposed to do, they try and like hype themselves up, right? Because, do you think Nicolosi, if he could have played at CU, would have picked CU over CSU? Do you think Horton would have picked CU over CSU? Yeah, yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. Yeah.
I'm saying, like, my point is, like, you can try and talk yourself all the way, but when the lights come on, dog, you have to deal with the person you're talking shit to. And I always say, like, look, you can talk all you want, but your teeth have to back that shit up. And they lost their fucking teeth Saturday night. And I don't know how Jay Norvell can look at himself in the mirror, because all this dirty shit that they do, that targeting call that wasn't called on Shador, and then he went off and threw 4 touchdowns and 350 yards and had a 73% completion percentage. Holy shit. It's one of the dirtiest fucking – it was way dirtier than last year. Kamara just hit him when he was throwing and, like, drove him into the ground. I didn't think he should have gotten ejected for it, but I'm glad he did because that guy's a fucking monster. This dude that hit Shador the other day just went straight into his face mask.
Yeah.
And they didn't even call it. So
so here's my issue. If you're gonna call that shit in the LSU game or whatever other game that I sat here and watched on that Saturday, there's got to be some they didn't I was shocked that they didn't call that. Shocked.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. So what did that do when they cheap shotted us, Bailey? What did that do? We were starting slow, right? It was 0-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then they cheap shotted Shador, and what happened?
And points
explosion.
Yep.
Exactly. So here, like Baylor, if you just shut the fuck up and go play football. There's no rivalry here. Like, It's just an old Big 12 game. I'm glad that this is just another game, right? And I'm glad UCF's just another, like, I want to see how we get up for our home opener for the return to the Big 12.
Me too.
Because that means more than the opponent. Now, in a month, all right, if we take care of business at Baylor, and look, anybody who thinks UCF is going to be a cakewalk is crazy. That's a really good football team.
I agree.
Jefferson, the quarterback, is a dude. He's a man. And Gus Malzahn is a fucking G. Gus Malzahn is a G-ass coach, and he's got a ton of respect for Coach Prime. That's the Black and Gold Bowl in Orlando. That's going to be a really fun game.
Yeah.
If we can figure out a way to win these 2 games, have a bye week, get healthy, and get the dings off, then you roll in our rival in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Kansas State.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, K-State and CU have a long history of really, really good football games, and there's no love lost there. It was almost as big as Nebraska. So I'm glad that's happening, but at the same time, I can't tell you how satisfied I am in just the performance of the Colorado Buffaloes. Shedeur Sanders is a fucking G, bro. He is so tough. He's such a fucking leader. I love how cocky and swaggy he is. He's our quarterback, dog. Yeah. I want him to be cocky and swaggy. I don't want him to be like, oh, well, everybody else is better than me. I want him to be the cockiest fucking dude on earth. I want him walking around just holding his nuts all day like, see these? These are too big for you. That's what I'm looking for because that's what it is. Facts.
Yeah.
So why should he change because y'all don't like it? See, I know something about this. Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders, and Travis Hunter, and the entire CU thing. You want to know why people can't stand it? Because they can't do it, dog. They can't do it. It seems fake to them because they don't have the ability to actually be who they really are. Coach Prime is just who he really is, and it rubs people the wrong way. That's not Coach Prime's problem. Yeah. Shedeur's who he really is. That's not Shedeur's problem. That's not Travis's problem.
Yep.
I deal with this all the fucking time. I intimidate people when I walk in the room and breathe too loud. So I'm telling you, bro, they don't give a shit what you think. They're all about trying to improve their brand, the Colorado brand, everyone. Everyone on the ship is going for the fucking ride. And look, put yourself in Deion's shoes. If your kid's that good, wouldn't you want to help him? My job as Vista's offensive and defensive line coach over there is to help all the kids. But why am I there? Because my son plays there. Yep. And because he's on varsity as a freshman and he has a real chance to go play D1 Power 4 ball. Mm-hmm. So am I wrong for pushing him at 5 a.m.?
Fuck no.
Fuck no. And if I don't do it as a parent, if your kid has talent and you don't fucking push them hard and you just sit back and watch the talent fucking fade or get have somebody go fuck with the talent and screw it up and point them in a different direction, you're like, well, I wonder why he didn't chase it. Because you didn't lead him.
Yeah, I agree.
And Coach Prime has said it 150 times about his kids. I'm not following them anywhere when they go to the NFL. I lead my children. And that resonated with me. So if you're not up at 5 a.m. in the gym with your kid, who's it going to go with? Me, baby, me. Get them over to 6-0. But I'm saying if you don't live in Colorado, you don't have an alarm clock. You can't talk about grind and talk about how bad you want it and sleep in and dream. Chase dreams in your sleep. We're chasing them on the grind every day, foot to the fucking metal. So that's the difference, man, is people look at it and they're like, well, I can't replicate this, so I'm going to hate on it. And it's played out because, to be completely honest with you, I've never seen a player like Travis Hunter in my entire life.
He's a fucking unicorn, man.
He's a fucking unicorn. And I'm telling you, what I saw the other night was one of them. I don't give a fuck who they're playing, and you shouldn't either. That is one of the most dominating fucking stat lines I've ever seen.
Ridiculous.
And you know what the best part about the whole game was? When he turned and ran 60 fucking yards full speed and tackled the dude at the 3. Trying to get the ball out. That was the most impressive play. You want to know why? Because that means he's bought in. And when your best fucking player plays that hard, how is anybody else going to play fucking soft? How is anybody else have the audacity not to chase the ball? Yeah. How does the law firm in there, the 2 linebackers, not fucking form tackle? How do we not rush the passer hard? How do we not pursue correctly? I mean, give me a fucking break. impressive.
Like, it's
That-
ridiculously impressive.
He's so, and look, if and when CU is an 8-9 win team, because they're not going to win every game. Okay, Oklahoma State and Utah play this weekend. Those two are good teams. Kansas State's a great team. Cincinnati's pretty good. They're going to be coming in here. Oh, Cincinnati, by the way, we definitely need to get you that ticket. So we're going to try and find a place. I'm going to go to Pasta J first, obviously, but Derek Wolf, one of my boys.
Yep.
So Bree and I go to the Bronco game yesterday, right? We pull into the gas station, go get a Red Bull, and I'm standing there, and there's just like fucking crackhead standing next to me, and he looks at me and goes, "Derek Wolf, how you doing?" And I'm just like, "God damn it happened again." Like people walk up to him and say, "What's up, man?" And he's like, "I'm Derek Wolf," and they walk up to me and they're like, "What's up, Derek Wolf?" And I'm like, "I'm Matt." So
That's hilarious.
so he does, he does Wolf Untamed, and it's mostly just hunting and shit, but they talk about football, obviously. So we're gonna combo the shows and do a little Cincinnati CU, show together up somewhere, and we'll get all the fans out and sign a bunch of shit and take pictures. It'll be kick-ass. And it'll be Halloween too. So if you don't have a good costume on, then what the fuck, man? You can't come. I mean, it's gonna be a Halloween show. So what are you gonna dress up as? Don't tell me.
There you go.
So that'd be pretty cool, but we're not going to win every fucking game. Or maybe we are, but shit, I picked us to finish 9-3.
Yeah.
So if they're 8-4, 9-3, and they're playing in the Holiday Bowl, or somehow they win the Big 12 with a 9-3 record and get into the playoff, or they play in a good bowl, playing the Las Vegas Bowl or something with a lot of eyes on it, Travis Hunter's winning the Heisman.
I agree.
God.
Not.
And then everyone's sitting here talking about fucking recruiting. Like, whoa, they don't recruit well. You don't think they're going to be recruiting well when the quarterback knows like number 5 overall and Hunter goes number 1 and wins the Heisman? What are you talking about? They recruit differently.
Mm-hmm.
They recruit differently. It's not that they're not recruiting well. So I was so impressed with Shador and Travis and Jimmy Horn and Wester. Wester is a fucking G. That kid can play. He's a fucking stud, dude. And I mean, look, that Shepard had a bad drop, but he'll get better off of that. That was right in the breadbasket. Another great throw. I mean, arguably, Shador probably should have had an 80% completion percentage.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't care what anybody says about the level of competition. Give me a fucking break. Like, there's Jack Howell's an NFL player. He's in the secondary for CSU.
Yeah.
I thought Henry Blackburn was a bad motherfucker. He's in the secondary for CSU.
Yeah, sure.
So, look, it's at some point you got to give them their roses. So, Coach Prime, brother, thank you. Thank you.
There you go.
The way you approached the week, the way you handled it afterwards, the generosity you show our rival, even when you don't have to. Like, it makes me want to be nicer, and I hate being fucking nice. So I'm going to be the mean. I'll be his mean voice for him, okay? But just that he's super classy and it's not fake, and he's a man of faith, and you can tell. And it's give him his flowers, dog. They're 2-1. They're not 6-9. They're not 4-8. That's last year's team. Totally different unit. If you don't think the defense is good, if you don't think Travis Hunter's the best player in the country, if you don't see the pro potential of Shador Sanders when they run the ball and they protect him correctly, which if they can do it there, they can do it against anybody. It's just a matter of scheme and continuing to run. Like, I was listening to in the comments, like, they get a 1-yard gain, somebody like, stop running the ball. And I'm like, fuck that, run it again.
Yeah. That's what we said on the show.
Run that shit again.
Yeah.
So I see improvement. I see a lot of everybody pulling in the same direction. Everybody's talking about a lack of culture and community, and all I see is culture and community. All I see is the entire Colorado family coming together. And look, we're about to show the new website and all the new gear. You guys are going to love the new gear, because if you don't buy it, then you asked for it, so we're trying to give it to you. But we're going to get a Colorado versus everybody shirt going. I don't care if we're copying Michigan. It's true. It's fucking true. It's CU, Colorado versus everyone. Buffalo's versus everyone. That's the way this works. So we are rallying together, and the community is coming together, and we're better shoulder to shoulder.
Yep.
So you know that wall is going to be unpenetrable here pretty soon.
Amen. And hey, we got 1,900 people, almost 2,000 people in here on all platforms. We cannot thank you enough. Become a member of the Dungeon family. We got Matt's website dropping in. New merch is coming out. where this is all the ball's rolling here. So become a member up. We're growing. We hit 8,000 subscribers as we were doing our live show of Colorado versus Colorado State. That was pretty cool. I can't thank you all enough. Go ahead.
I got to talk about this for a second. I forgot to talk about this. You are correct, Scott. They shouldn't be throwing the ball up that much.
Yeah,
you put Shador and Travis and everybody in great jeopardy doing that. Now, I didn't care this week because I wanted them to score 100 points on the team. So I didn't give a shit this week.
Yeah.
But in the future, I really hope that that's another teachable moment. You are correct.
Yeah. Amen. Amen. Well, we're going to take a 1-minute commercial break here. In the second half of the show, we're going to break down Colorado's improved run game. They ran for over 109 yards last game, which we'll take. We're going to break down Bo Nix and the Broncos and their performance against the Steelers yesterday. Matt was there, and Matt has lots to say about it, I'm sure. We're going to talk NFL later.
Hey, you remember this guy last week who was talking tons of shit?
Yes.
Middle of the road. So where does that put your program if we're middle of the road?
Yeah, where does that put?
I'll tell you. What, you want to know where it's put? Here, I'll show you.
Oh, boy.
Down here. Just saying, dog.
Well, hey.
Keep talking that shit, homie.
Amen. Well, there you have it. We'll be right back in 1 minute. And we got...
Whether it's offensive linemen as they work combos and double teams and also pass pro and punch, I think the unique physicality of this is outstanding. So much so that you can use it for your shield on punt team or as you rush in the shield. There's so many different ways that we're using it. We get better a little bit every single day, and I just wanted to say thank you because I hadn't ever thought of this, and when I saw it, it made total sense, and we're doing a great job with it. So thank you, man. Go Big Red. What this has done for us is it's allowed us to, because of the surface area, because of its firm nature, I can still strike against another player and have to use that punch just like you do on a sled. At the same time, have to time my punch because it could move. I can teach defensive linemen how to handle double teams because they can feel pressure. We can simulate contact in a safe environment in non-contact times because of this unique bag.
And we're back. And we're back for this second half of the show. Matt, let's dive right into it. So Colorado rushed for 109 rushing yards last game, 5.7 yards a carry. You and I have been talking about this for months, how we need to get above 2.3 yards a carry. They get 5.7. Freshman running back Malachi Welch looked great. I'm really glad that he got a lot of touches. He made the most out of them, obviously. Shador post-game brought up the offensive line.
I thought that was awesome.
I thought that was really cool.
Awesome. It's not a gimmick either for all you haters. That's family right there. Travis Hunter's up there too.
Yeah.
So did he bring up Travis Hunter as a gimmick too?
Yeah.
Dude, this is what I'm talking about. It's agenda hate. It's not like rooted in any substance, and it's coming from people who are educated football people too. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't take Shador and Travis on your team?
Come on.
They didn't improve on Saturday. I mean, get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm sorry, but the longer people just continue to harp on, even if they lose to Baylor and they don't look good, they're still getting better.
Yeah.
They're improving week in and week out. I mean, give me a fucking break, bro. It's not the same team that it was last year.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, what were your biggest takeaways from seeing that offensive line performance? They seem to come together. I mean, JB pointed out that Colorado State might have been misaligned and whatnot, but hey,
whatever, dude.
I love what I saw.
Any excuse to sound like he's right is what he's going to roll with.
Yeah.
It's super hater on CU, bro. It's just what it is. And he'll say he's not a hater. But come on, give me a fucking break. All right, now
5.7 yards a carry.
You want to know what I noticed the most?
Mm-hmm.
12 penalties for 115 yards. Now that's just the coach in me, and I can't help it. All that other shit. You want to know why I'm not sitting here? I was drooling, but you want to know why I'm not anymore? Because that's your fucking job. Yeah. You're Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter and Wester and Horn and Shepard and all these other freaks. That's your job. And I expect the offensive line to go 5 yards carry. Remember when we talked about how they're going to go 5 yards carry? Yep. Well, there it is. The 12 penalties for 115 yards and the terrible special teams play, that shit has to be fixed.
I agree.
And that, I guarantee you, that is going to be the point of contention in the room. They're not going to just be like, oh, we beat these guys. Happy day. Nah, fuck all that. Oh, no. This was a business trip. They went to Fort Collins, spanked that ass, didn't play as well as they could and still dominated the football game start to finish. Clean up the 12 penalties, cut that in half. All right. Clean up the special team stuff and find a kicker. See if your punter can kick. Or just go for 2 every time or something, bro. I don't really know, but
something.
Those 2 things have got to get fixed.
Yeah.
But look, I will say this though. It seems like the refs were on CSU's side.
Yeah,
So
they got a lot of home calls.
Pretty shitty too. Like the Seton holding was awful. There was another holding penalty that was terrible. Like all they did was they just tossed the dude on the ground. Like it's not, I say it to refs all the time. Like it's not my fault he's on the ground. He's a bad athlete. Like fucking penalize him for being on the ground. That's not my fault. So, it's what it is.
Yeah. Well, the run game did look improved. I agree with you on the special teams and the penalties. Absolutely needs to improve. Shedeur in that post-game press conference with the offensive line was asked about the run game being improved, and he had this to say. Take a listen.
Amazing. So what? It felt amazing. Like it felt. I ain't gonna say that. It felt real good. It felt real good being able to. No, because that was the emphasis this week. And like you said, it was one play at a time. So forget thinking about, you got to go out here and do this. It's each and every play you got to focus on, you got to do your job. So that's why I feel like even today, I improved on carrying on my fakes and everything like that. Because that's just something, that we got to get back to the basics. That's what first game was that we did. So that's where, okay, cool, we see what we messed up last week. Now we got to get right, get back on track.
Matt, your thoughts on that?
Look, it's leadership, dog. If I'm blocking for Shedeur and he shows that kind of toughness and grit, I don't care that he called people out last week. We lost to Nebraska 28-10 on the road in Lincoln. Everybody needed to be called the fuck out. He got called out by the media and everybody else.
Hell yeah.
So as the leader of the team, because the L on his fucking shoulder stands for, it's his job to call people out, and the fastest way to do it is through the media, because then everyone hears it. You take that shit real seriously when someone's like, block, motherfucker. Remember last year when Coach Prime said the same thing after UCLA?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Everybody got all pissed off at me for doing that video. Remember? Who texted me from the bus? Prime.
Yeah.
We're going to get this shit fixed, bro. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. Like, yeah, well, I'm here for you. So I love the swag. I love the cockiness. I don't care. Is it going to bite us in the ass? Maybe. But when you're good enough and you talk, you can really back it up. That's why Muhammad Ali is my favorite athlete of all time.
Yeah.
A lot of people that talk shit, dog, and back it up. So I'm with that. So I thought the entire post game, no one's talking about how many fucking hands Shedeur shook, by the way. He shook everything's hand. It was just Nicolosi.
This is a full clip. Shedeur
he's shaking everyone's hands, talking to guys, walking around. Good job. Hey, good job. Blah, blah, blah. Good shit. Hugs and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, dog, yeah, man. It's not just all bad blood. Giving the linebackers love, the defense love. And then Nicolosi comes over. He's like, Can I have your jersey, Shedeur? And he's like, nah, you're the motherfucker that was talking shit. You can't fuck with me. That's some, you know how many times I wanted to do that to people and you don't get the opportunity to do it? Man, that was fucking awesome. Do it again. Like, he's not going to do that shit against Baylor and Kansas State and shit. He's going to go dap them up. It's all love. These people have no respect for us. Why should we respect them?
That's a great question.
And you're dirty as fuck. Let's just be real. Let's be real. Colorado State is dirty. They're dirty. The only way they can even try and beat anybody that is their rival or better than them is to play dirty. This is what they do. Yeah. Now, I don't necessarily have a problem with dirty play. I'm old school, man. I that shit turns me on a little bit. Okay, I like it. But when you're not good enough to back up the dirtiness, you just get ran out of the fucking building like they did again this year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's almost like a PSA to all the skinny punk bitches out there. If you pray to the god of skinny punks and you run your mouth, sooner or later a dozer is going to come along and make you wish you were born a fucking woman. So don't sit here and talk shit like everybody's the same. We're all equal, but we ain't the fucking same. And remember that.
Amen. What did you think of Jordan Seaton's performance on Saturday?
I thought he was lights out. And
Yeah.
he struggled at Lincoln. Everyone did. They whipped our ass up front.
Yeah.
But he really played his balls off on Saturday night, and he was a leader, and he was setting the edge. And there's a play where CSU runs like this TE stunt, and they just all move together in a gang call, and he just slowly slides up and catches the guy. It turns into like 25-yard run. That's called a gang call. That's all of them going up. Hey, gang, gang, gang. All 5 of us as one. 5 as one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it was a great play. So I think Jordan is an incredible talent. And not only him, but I thought Zelinkas played his ass off. I thought that Tyler Brown played his ass off. I thought Houston, even though he had a couple of plays that were like, oh, hold on to your ass, he's playing tackle. Corner, like Travis Hunter gave up a 25-yard route too, where he's playing tackle and Travis is playing corner. Those are the 2 most aware spots in the game, other than the quarterback when you fuck up.
Sure.
But I thought he really played hard. I'll tell you, if you can find the clear block from Benson, the big right guard, dog, he cleaned the pocket on CSU's defensive end, depleted his ass, and it was like one of those wow moments. So it was fucking nice, dog, super nice. So the right tackle, I'm sure that's going to be a competition position all year. Yeah. So yeah, man, I really thought the offensive line played their balls off. So
no, I'm very happy with that performance. 5.7 yards a carry. We've been looking for that. We've been talking about that. We finally saw it. I was really happy to see that for sure. Oh man, but we got it now. Now it's Baylor. So now they got to translate all this. Translate this they've had.
The 24-hour rule again. You just beat them. It's over.
Yep.
Weekend's over. They're back to work today, scouting Baylor and getting ready for them. And the importance of the first game back in the Big 12 at home at night, 6 p.m. I just sent you something else I just saw on social media that the UCF game is now nationally broadcast as well.
Really?
So they're going to push that to night game at UCF. So that's going to be fucking cool.
Huge.
And I guarantee you Kansas State's going to be a national fucking game, especially if they will go 1-1 in these 2 or win both of them 100%. That'll be nationally televised. So I've been waiting to see the next step, and we saw it in Fort Collins.
Yeah.
And anybody that wants to try and knock down that victory, you have nothing. You have no idea what the rivalry is like. You've never played in it. You've never watched it. You obviously didn't pay attention last year. You can throw the records and the stats out of the fucking window when this game's played, and it was a total domination. So, I will say this one more time until 2029. Sheep gets sheared, the more you ba-ba. So if you can't shut the fuck up, wolves are coming to your door, bro. And we will eat you and wear your skin. Okay? The attendance record, 40,099. They couldn't get that one more. But you want to know why they had an attendance record? Because Colorado was there.
Yep.
None of you fucking farmers support your team. That's why nobody wants to go there. You have a nice stadium. It's awesome. It's like a Porsche. There's no fucking cup holders. Just a shiny dick with 2 seats.
Wow, that's a hell of a reference. That's hilarious. I love it. Oh man. Well, we're gonna talk CU Baylor all week. We're gonna dive into it, keys to victory, breaking down changes and whatnot. We'll talk about that all week. Let's move forward here. Let's talk about some NFL. Your team, the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix, they played at home in their home opener.
Your team is the Jets.
Okay, never mind. So,
but I hear you.
Your secondary team, the Denver Broncos, they've had their home opener with Bo Nix. They wore white at home, white on
terrible.
I thought was a really interesting combination.
It was a terrible idea. You don't wear white in Denver. And then the Steelers wearing black and yellow, and their fans were everywhere. And it seemed like a Steeler home game to me.
Yeah, I was
Denver.
gonna say.
And they fucked up the national anthem, and then they fucked up the flyover. The flyover was cool. It was just 10 minutes late.
Oh,
when they came out in white, I was not very happy. I'm not going to lie.
What were your takeaways just seeing Bo Nix live, that offense, that team? The defense seems improved. Offense seems to struggle.
Look, bro, I can sit here and harp on Bo, but it's not Bo. It's not Bo, dog. It's Peyton. Sean Payton yesterday coached like he's never coached before. Like, and I'm not saying like he coached his ass off. I'm saying he coached like he's never coached. Like he just picked up the shit and was like, I'm gonna go coach. The 4th and 7 call at midfield was maybe one of the worst calls I've ever seen ever. It's 7-0. There's maybe 2 minutes, 45 seconds left in the second half. He decides to go for it on 4th and 7 from their 40.
That doesn't make sense.
And they don't get it. And then all of a sudden, and then of course they drive down to get a field goal and it's 10-0 at halftime. Like you're just giving them points. The play calling was trash. I thought the effort on defense was outstanding, but TJ Watt might be the baddest motherfucker in the
TJ
NFL.
Watt is
God damn, that kid can play, dog.
Unbelievable.
Such a fucking animal. So, look, I think the Broncos are in real trouble, dog. Like, I don't think you can blame it on Bo Nix either. It's the guy running the ship. If he's not going to simplify things and he's not going to make it so Bo Nix can have progression and do things that are, conducive to him getting better, then they're fucked. I mean, they couldn't run the ball at all. I think Javonte Williams had 11 carries for maybe 30 yards.
Ugh.
That's not very good. So, look, man, I'll tell you what they need to do. They just need to suck and draft Shador and Travis. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you draft both of them.
Both of them?
Yeah. Try and get both of them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But look, it's just it's Pat Surtain and Singleton, Zach Allen, and then a bunch of guys. Cooper's a good pass rusher. He's not a great one. TJ Watt's a great one. I'm concerned, to say the least. Now, I don't really give a shit, but I'm concerned, to say the fucking least.
Yeah, I hear you. And there's a video you wanted me to show. It seems as if
watch this. And there's no sound.
Yeah.
I just want everybody. How does this look to you?
Let's see.
He's trying to get in the huddle. He's getting the call. Watch everybody's face and everybody start talking to each other. What are we doing? What's the call? He's looking down his wristband, trying to figure it out. Everybody understand? No. When everyone's just like, yeah, I got it. They're running the line like, I don't fucking got it. So,
jeez.
Look, Sean Payton needs to stop trying to outsmart himself, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to stop this shit. You've got, I'm not going to live and die with every loss like I do with the Buffs, but I do want to see the Broncos competitive, bro. They've never been this bad for this long. So Sean Payton has got to figure out what he wants to do. Does he want to be a dictator and rule with an iron fist and just be a tyrant? He's throwing shit on the sideline, freaking out on motherfuckers. Okay, there's a time and place for that, I guess, but it ain't in the home opener. Why are we wearing white?
Yeah.
Why the fuck are the Broncos wearing white at home, dog? Why?
That's
terrible.
With the Steelers wearing their base uniform.
And I saw the Buff fans are gonna love this. I saw Sean Keeler, the guy who.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's walking around doing whatever he's doing. And I was like, "What's up, Sean?" He's like, "Hey, Matt." And I was like, "Why are they in white?" And he goes, "Oh, because it's hot." And I was like, "It's cloud. What?" So they thought that it would wear out. They thought that Pittsburgh would get worn out because they're in black uniforms. I know that the sun absorbs into black, but that's
the fuck
terrible. It's terrible.
What the hell?
So we can't wear white. We don't wear white at home, bro. Not here. We don't wear. This isn't the fucking Saints. This is the Denver Broncos. We don't wear white here. This isn't the Cowboys. I know the Cowboys wear white at home, and you were the OC there. It's not the Cowboys either, dog. It's the Broncos. We wear orange. That's the home color. The whole stands were orange. If you were going to wear white, tell everybody to wear fucking white, dog. Goddamn, coordinate with your goddamn fucking fan base. So, man, I don't understand what the Broncos are doing. The offensive line is unbelievably paid, and they are garbage. Garbage. And we were there yesterday. Bree and I went, and it was not that hot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even sweat through my shirt, so it's not that fucking hot. Give me a break. But it's just the offensive line. McGlinchey and Bowles. Bowles played awful yesterday. He looked like a rookie again. I mean, at one point, they ran into each other like fucking some Scooby-Doo shit, and they were both on the ground at the same time hurt. Miners just got paid. I haven't seen him block anybody yet. The Wattenberg, the center, is I'm thinking he's a little bit of a liability. He was getting ragdolled by Cam Hayward. And Ben Powers, another guy who got $80 million. I mean, there's like almost $200 million worth of contracts on the offensive line, and they run for 35 yards. I know that that's Cam Hayward and Highsmith and TJ Watt, and they're good, but
to run on. But yeah,
you're a fucking professional. You're getting paid $80 fucking million. You can't move someone.
Yeah, it's a problem.
So I'm disappointed to say the least, dog. I don't know where they go from here because they go to Tampa. And anybody who thinks they're going to go win in Tampa in September, how'd the Miami game go last year in September? And then they go to New York and they're staying on the East Coast. Every time they go to New York, they get fucking shit stomped. I watched one game in New York one year where the running backs had like 200 yards combined rushing. And then the next time I watched them in New York, Sam Darnold like ran somebody over and ran for like a 60-yard touchdown and won. So the Broncos are going to come back to Denver, hosting the Raiders and fucking Baba Yaga, Max Crosby, at 0-4.
Tough matchup. Yeah, really
and
tough.
Then Baba Yaga's going to walk in here and go, oh, fuck. I get to play against McGlinchey Bulls. Sack. We're fucked.
Man, yeah, I hear you. And the Raiders just had a huge win against the Ravens, led by Gardner Minshew. Let me ask you, what any other takeaways from week 1, just around the NFL? Any takeaways? Or week 2?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Week 1 and the first 2 weeks of the season have been terrible. Like, God fucking awful terrible. Terrible, bro. Like, either just complete blowouts where the other team doesn't show up, or 19-16 and 12-9. And I thought this was the wide open, pass the ball over the fucking yard league.
Yeah, what happened? Yeah, I mean, the rules.
Everything is continued by a penalty. Like, I don't know if the Cincinnati, Kansas City end of the game was a penalty or not. It looks like he was going after the ball to me, but I thought the defender had every right to the football. The receiver did. He didn't play through him. He played over him. He jumped higher. That's a cop-out penalty, bro. You only get that in Kansas City on 4th and 26. Get the fuck out of here.
Penalty or not, I think it's very debatable for sure. JB made a great point that he thinks that because the defender made contact before the ball got there, that it is a penalty.
But in slow motion he gets there. But if you watch it in full time, it's almost like bam, bam.
Yeah, that is true.
So I feel like the product is really shitty because we've got so many young quarterbacks that are trying to project them from college and that scheme to the NFL and that scheme, and the NFL offensive coordinators refuse to help.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not going to put Will Levis in Tennessee in a position to actually be successful. They're going to try and squeeze him into the fucking box. They're not going to put Jaden Daniels in a place to be successful. They'll squeeze him into a box.
I don't know the Will Levis thing. Will Levis is single-handedly doing some shit. The Titans as a team, I will say, without the Levis thing, Levis has done this 2 times in a row where he's gone out and just.
You want to know why he's doing it? Because he's panicked and doesn't know the fucking system.
That's a good point.
It's too much shit. Like, I'm sorry, but we can't assume every first-round player is fucking Peyton Manning.
True.
Like, Peyton and Tom changed the way fucking football was done. They started doing it at the line of scrimmage, and now we want everyone to do that, and everyone can't.
Yeah,
dog, I'm telling you, like, there's people out playing on the NFL field that don't know what fucking how they protect. They're just playing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a big time break here between knowledge and power. Like, most people say knowledge is power. But I'm telling you, everybody wants the power, but they just neglect the knowledge at the front. You got to learn. And what should have happened, and I know Bronco fans don't want to hear this, but you're paying them anyway. You should have just kept Russ and drafted Bo and had Bo sit and watch Russ suck and struggle. And then you can blame it all on Russ and just bench this fucking bum in the middle of the year. And then people are excited about Bo rather than throwing Bo in the fucking deep end immediately and being like, here's a cinder block, dog. Fucking life jacket. Let's see if you can swim. Yeah. And it's stupid, bro. It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah, and I'm with you. Every rookie quarterback that has played has struggled so far.
Not one rookie has thrown a touchdown yet in 2 weeks.
That's crazy. Look at
this one. Look at this one here. I think everyone should hide their girlfriends and moms.
He did get it. He did recently get engaged though, so we might be safe.
No,
But
that
yeah.
don't mean nothing. He went to BYU. They got like 9 wives.
But
That's
yeah.
not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Mormons don't have a ton of wives. That's not a thing. That is a thing. So fuck all of you.
I'm not arguing with you on that. But yeah, rookie quarterbacks have really struggled. I mean,
look how bad Caleb Williams looks. His nails look good though. Woo! Oh my god, dog.
Caleb has struggled in both weeks. I mean, I don't know if you watched Caleb's one game. That Titans game, he looked horrific too.
He was fucking terrible last night, dog. God. So look, I don't know the answer to this question because there's only so many good quarterbacks, and if you don't have one and a good mix of a coach that can actually put him in position to be successful, we are fucked. So I think the Broncos might win 3 games, maybe.
Wow.
Which is good. Then they get the highest draft pick possible. And the last time they had the highest draft pick possible, they got Vaughn. And it was the start of turning them back into a Super Bowl contender. So sometimes you got to eat a lot of shit. And that's where we're at. So everybody smile and take a big bite and try and get it down as fast as possible so we can move forward here.
Well, yeah, who knows? I mean, 3 wins, and that could put them in position to potentially go after Travis Hunter. You never know. We'll see. But yeah, interesting week of NFL. Or Shador, yeah.
Remember what the Cardinals did? They drafted Josh Rosen. He sucked, and then they just drafted Kyler Murray the next year and got rid of Josh Rosen. So Bo Nix can be Bo Quicks out the door if he doesn't get his shit together here. But I don't want Shador coming in and Sean Payton being the coach. So it's got to be a package deal. If they're going to suck this bad, then Nix needs to go and Payton needs to go immediately.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if they only win 3 games and he cut everybody on the team that he didn't like and all these good players that are now all over the NFL playing for other teams and doing well, and the guys he replaced them with are getting beat, then that means that he sabotaged the team. And the last time that happened, I was on the fucking team. Josh McDaniels came in and sabotaged the entire team and traded Brandon Marshall and fucking traded Jay Cutler. And all of a sudden I was sitting there. Brandon was my locker mate. I walk in one day and he's gone. And I'm like, well, where's Brandon? Like, we traded him. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. We traded Brandon Marshall? Yep. So, some of these coaches have such huge egos that they can't see their hand in front of their face, bro. Like, they think that their way is the reason they win. And he forgets he had Drew Brees. Because the last couple of years when he was in fucking New Orleans and he didn't have a quarterback, did they win?
No, they struggled.
Nope. They didn't even make the playoffs. So, and then he left the entire team in what? Salary cap hell. Yeah. Like they were
the worst team in the NFL.
They've had to climb out of it. And I'm surprised New Orleans is as good as they are with how much Sean put him in a hole before he left.
Yeah.
So, it's not like I'm not going to sit here and act like Sean Payton's a good dude. Sean Payton's a prick. Sean Payton is the guy who led Bounty Gate. And I'm hearing a ton of shit like
crazy shit about that.
Bounty Gate wasn't even real. Like Bounty Gate was just kind of and they were actually like fucking stealing painkillers and selling them and shit. Like, I don't know if that has any legs, but goddamn, I mean, it's a national story.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of investigative journalism has found that, uncovered that. Like, I saw that. Like, it's unbelievable.
I'm just saying, dog. It's it has the potential to get extremely contentious in Denver because Bronco fans are done with this shit, dog. Mm-hmm. Period. Yep. Period. They are done. So yesterday was. I like going to Bronco games, but yesterday was like, how do I stay awake during this fucking game? And it was just focused on TJ Watt. Whenever he's on the field, I was just watching him. And then they got cloud cover, and I was like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Man. Well, we'll see. We'll see with Denver and Bo Nix. This is gonna be a long, long season, I think.
Here, hold on. We got a good question here. Okay, so what Colorado recruits should you be looking at? Deacon Schmidt, Reese Russell, Nate Chastain. They already got Zane D'Souza, the great tight end at Loveland.
Yes, they did.
Hunter Dell. Carter Daniels, Fabian Asa Rush the passer. All right, the defensive end for that fucking Vista. He's a beast. Who else, bro? I'm fucking Caden Absher does that Douglas County. I mean, there's dudes everywhere, bro. I mean, you just have to fucking recruit them and give them a chance. So,
yeah, exactly. And Matt,
I knew Gonde. He was a prick. Thank you, Tyler. We appreciate that. Oh, you're a Utah fan. That's shocking.
Don't keep that.
He only has one wife, and that's why he's mad. The BYU guy got like 9 wives, and that's why he's mad. This guy got 1 wife. That's why he's mad. I think everybody in Utah is just mad.
Yeah, it does seem like a common theme there. Man, but we had a great show here on this fine Monday. We had over 2,000 people in here on all platforms. We cannot thank you enough for tuning in. Matt, your final closing thoughts before we close out here on this fine Monday.
Take that L on the way out, bitch. 2029 is a long time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's put it like this. You guys haven't beat us since 2014 or something, 2012. So in 2029, your kids will be just old enough to go to college and maybe watch CSU try and beat CU. Wow. So all the fans, your kids will be old enough to share your disdain and your hate and your bullshit. It'll be awesome. It'll be a family affair. All of you can get together. I won't be able to say this for a long time. So get one of those full-length gloves that go all the way to your shoulder, and all of you can dive into a cow's ass and see if you can find the fucking key to life. You goddamn veterinarians. I hope you liked the game. Deuce.
And there you have it.